Faust.
Hey guys, welcome into the show. Is it that time already? Is it that time? Friday. Welcome in, Vic Faust. Projo in the house. I need 5 more minutes to prepare. Can we hold off the show for 5 more minutes?
Yeah, I'll just tell them to run some more commercials.
Run the commercials. Yeah, during the first break, come in and take a look at my screen if you could, stud man, Projo, so I can make sure. No, you don't have to. Okay, you can. All right, you can take a look at it now. Hey guys, welcome into the show. We appreciate it. Arch City now. Vic Faust, Projo in the house. It is Friday. We're glad that you're with us. Yeah, Joe's looking at my screen. Things look a little weird. It's like normal. It's like I have to go up here and hold for a while. And normally down here at the bottom of the screen, I can see the time. I can see the date. Hey guys, thank you. So it's dead air. Hey, it's organic. People are just now coming into the show. We appreciate it. We'll do it during a break. Good morning, Ben. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in the show. You know what we do Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. here. All things St. Louis. If you have a St. Louis story, if you have a shout out, if you want to say something, if you want to jump in on the chat line, you can do that as well. Of course, you can listen to us, as you know, 590. And then also on YouTube. And Projo at YouTube, by the way, you can get us at Arch City Now and Lou Info. Arch City Now and Lou Info on YouTube. We're also streaming on X. And Ben, if you could, we'll get into you later, Ben. We appreciate it. Projo, could you let our viewers and listeners know when it comes to streaming about the other social medias and how long that's going to take?
Okay, so with TikTok, it says that it's going to be at least 30 days. And with Facebook, they want 60 days. So these are new regulations. I have no idea where they came from, or it hasn't been that way until just recently, I guess. So,
okay. And you're pretty solid on that, right?
Oh, I'm 100%.
Yeah,
I
I'm
sent you
100%.
screenshots, so
I guess you didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. We got it. We're appreciative of the social media sites. Obviously, you can listen to us on radio, but we're really big on the social medias as well. Really big from that standpoint. Glad you guys are with us. And yeah, during break, you can come back and take a look at this page. Okay, bud?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's things that I can't see that I'm going to need to be able to see today. With that said, coming back, like, subscribe, share the show, let people know what we have going on. And of course, I know we're just now starting the show. If you want to advertise with us, let us know. We're reaching a large amount of people, not only on social media, but on radio as well. We've also been told that we've worked out some of the kinks. Shout out to, what would we call him? Engineer Kevin?
Yeah.
Super, super smart dude. He's a storyteller. Kevin, if you're listening, he's a storyteller. That's for sure. We're wanting to have you guys jump in and tell us, because this show is about you, what you want to talk about. Okay, coming up on the show today, in the 7 o'clock hour, at some point in time, we're going to talk with Matt Bierman. He owns and runs Elite Football. Why would you want to listen to it if you're not a sports fan? Well, boys, girls, for several years now have been training at Elite in the Chesterfield Valley. Matt is one of the best quarterback coaches in America. He has a football show with JP Rock called Football 360, which is going to air tomorrow on this network at, I believe it's 11 a.m. So they're going to get things done on a weekly basis, all about football, recruiting, and you're not going to find a better show when it comes to football. There is no better football show about recruiting, what's going on, the players. Matt is Brady Cook's quarterback coach. He trained Brady Cook on for many, many years. He trained the Gabberts. A lot of people in the St. Louis area know about the Gabberts. Blaine Gabbert, Brett Gabbert. Just a phenomenal coach, phenomenal teacher, really good businessman as well. And not only is he going to be promoting that, but St. Louis is also home at Lindenwood University specifically to one of the largest high school football combines in America. Today, over 2,000 kids will be competing and showing their skills at Lindenwood University. For people who know about it, you know what that camp's all about. For people who don't, this is where over 60, might be 80 colleges, top football colleges, conferences represented at Lindenwood, where they come, coaches come to see high school kids showing what they can do on a football field. And it's really phenomenal what Lindenwood has done. I mean, literally, these coaches from all across America coming to Lindenwood. I bet Ameristar will be packed tonight.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm just saying. Hey, there's a shout out. If anybody knows Ameristar, let them know they should be on our show. Anyway, I bet it's a busy night at Ameristar. I shouldn't have said that. Forgive me for college coaches, but literally, it's right there. They need a hotel. Maybe it was a busy night last night. So we'll talk to Matt about that coming up a little bit later in the show. If you guys have any ideas for guests besides that, let us know as well. We'll do our best to get them on the show. Also, coming up on the show, we got a lot of sports to talk about. You know, we do everything. That's what I love about the show is we do news stories, things people are talking about. We do sports stories. We do entertainment stories, all within the concept of these 2 hours. Still looking for a co-host. Anybody stand up, raise your hand, come on down. We would love to talk to you. Obviously, we broadcast live out of Chesterfield, out of a luxury airport hangar. It's a beautiful studio setup that we have. We have lots of good networks and studios as part of this, J. Randolph Jr. Studios. And I think people are broadcasting shows out of other places as well. Okay, coming up, we'll promote new guests coming up at the factory. We started doing that this whole week. All American Rejects band. Love what they're doing. Not from St. Louis, they're from Oklahoma, but kind of a Mizzou tie-in. We'll get into that coming up a little bit later. News about Hooters in St. Louis. We'll get to that. And by the way, I brought up Ameristar. St. Louis has a rank when it comes to top casino party cities. Did you know that? Nolan Arenado has some words about Pride Night. We'll get into that as well. There is a lot going on. And of course, I told you about all the sports stuff. Plus an event that Projo wants to promote. You know what? We might as well do it now.
Yeah.
And then do it a little bit later in the show as well. That would make sense. Because I think we'll take our first break at 6:20, and then you're going to come in and help me with my laptop so I can actually see the time.
If you hit F11, it might take care of your
All right, here we go. Has anybody ever used F11 on a computer? Just F11 by itself?
Yeah, just tap it. There you go. That
Mother, sweet mother of God, sweet baby Jesus, thank you for my smoking hot producer. That worked. The little things in life, my friend. We're glad. This is Art City now. I'm Vic Faust. That's the voice of Projo. Projo, you are allowed to use your camera as well. I just want to let you know that so people can see you.
I appreciate that.
By the way, and we'll put this out there, if people want to call into the show, they can do that as well. 855-282-8255. It is 855-282-8255. Glad you guys are with us. We can also send you a video link. Can we include the video link in our chat?
That would be kind of crazy. We'd end up getting it. I mean, depending on if we got several people in, it might give us some lag. So we'd want one at a time.
All right. But it wouldn't do it with phone calls if people want to give us a call.
No, yeah, they can call all they want.
Is there any way you can put that in the chat, that phone number, Projo?
Sure.
Okay, I got it. All right, let's round up some news from yesterday on the show as we kick off this Friday, June 6th. Holy crap. Oh, can I say crap? Can I say crap, Dave?
I think so.
Dave, can I say crap? I'm sorry, I've already done it. We're FCC now. The sun came out last night. I was like, oh, the sun in St. Louis, and it went back away. And of course, this morning, guess what? We've got more rain throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Yippee-ki-yay, what a day. Hopefully you guys have a good Friday. It is at least Friday, the start of the weekend. Cardinals kind of, I can't figure this team out. They lost again last night. They won the first game. So they split a doubleheader with the Royals. They lose 2 of 3. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're 5 games out of first place. Would the real St. Louis Cardinals please stand up? Please stand up, because I have no idea who the hell they are. I really don't. I have no idea who this team is, what they're going to be. I just get frustrated because I know there's a history of the Cardinals not playing well against the Royals. It just happens. For whatever reason, it is what it is. But the Cardinals giving up too many runs. They win the first game 6-5. They lose the second game 7-5. And then, of course, lose 2 or 3 in the series. I get concerned because now the LA Dodgers come to town. Are the Cardinals going to lose 2 or 3 again? Are they going to get swept? They're going to sweep the Dodgers. I have no idea what to expect. But I do know this. The pitching has not been good as of late. I don't know if teams have caught up to the Cardinals and what they were doing from a pitching standpoint, or if they just got tired. If it seems like they've been playing a lot of Thursday games. Maybe that was giving the guys rest to set up the rotation. I don't know. I wish I did, but I don't. But I do know this. The Cardinals lose. They split their doubleheader. Okay. You've also got something going on now with the NBA Finals. And I tell you what, we may get ourselves a series. Last night, Tyrese Halliburton hits a game-winning shot with 0.3 seconds left to give Indiana the upset win at Oklahoma City Thunder. Final score, 111-110. And they become the first team in 182 playoff games to be down by more than 9 points with under 3 minutes left and win the game. There is absolutely no reason for that to happen. You want to talk about a total failure from the Oklahoma City Thunder? Well, you got it. It happened last night. Tyrese Halliburton, holy moly, an incredible game-winning shot. They were 9.5, 10-point underdogs in that game, and they were losing by more than 9, and they came back and freaking won it. I don't know what the ratings are going to be. I know these are two teams that are not necessarily very popular, but we'll check it out. It'll be coming. But what a freaking night for Indiana. They're going to be jacked up from that standpoint. Also, when it comes to sports, NHL Stanley Cup Finals resume tonight. Game 2, that's in Edmonton. Edmonton won the first game in overtime. They'll try to take a commanding 2-0 series lead over Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers. That game's scheduled to start tonight at 7 p.m. Also, you've got Sunday. Good morning on the chat line, Ben and Tanya. Greg, guys, if you want to jump in, you can do that through YouTube as well. We appreciate it. YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube at Lou Info. And we are the Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. You can stream us there as well. And of course, you can stream us on X. We are on X as well. We are grateful for you guys jumping in and being a part of the show. Battlehawks, Sunday night, 5 p.m., the Dome. They will take on the DC Defenders. The winner goes on to play in the championship game for the XFL. Hopefully the Battlehawks can go in and do what they need to do. They were 2-2 at one point. Then they got to the conference championship. Now they're favored. They're going to play a damn good game. We already know that. Can't wait to see that too coming up. So big weekend of sports. You got the Cardinals in town with the Dodgers. That should be fun, of course, with the weather. You've got Stanley Cup to watch. You've got you've got NBA Finals to watch. You got the Battlehawks on Sunday. And I thought you said something pro, Joe.
No, I just put up the Battlehawks.
Yeah, so anyway, it's something else that we get to look at when it comes to sports. Mizzou football back in training. By the way, we do a Mizzou football show on Mondays at 10 a.m. Grant Salzman, I'll join him Monday at 11. Efforting some coaches from that standpoint. We'll wait and see what happens. All things Mizzou football related. They took the team to Jamaica. Mizzou football team went to Jamaica. They just got back. They were there on a mission. So the kids got to go and have fun. They got to go and do a service mission where they're there helping people, which was really cool. A team bonding deal. So they get to go to Jamaica, enjoy the fun time, but also it was a trip of service where they were there working and helping those who needed help in a variety of areas. I love it. What an incredible trip. What an incredible idea to take the team there from that standpoint. So We love it. Did you just send me a chat?
I did.
Okay. It seems like we have a whole new restream
Yeah,
looks
they changed it. It looks and acts
yeah, I was gonna say I didn't. It's like no. I like my habit. I know where to go and look for
Yeah.
things. But anyway, congrats to Eli Drinkwitz and the staff for doing that. The kids got it's really a lifetime experience trip when you get to go to Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. I I liked it, but it was a total waste of money. Sorry, Dad. It was a honeymoon for my marriage. How long till we take a break?
We can go now or probably another 20 seconds.
We'll take a break. We'll take the break now. We'll come back. I'll tell you this story from Jamaica. That kind of ruined
Lou
the
Information
honeymoon.
Station content can be found online at luinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at luinfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo, the first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game day. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
The school year is finally over and it's summer vacation for all our teachers. Celebrate at Busch Stadium. Teachers Night presented by Millipore Sigma is back at the ballpark on Monday, June 9th. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, you can take home an exclusive Teachers-inspired Cardinals jersey featuring the birds on a pencil. As a special treat, the first drink of the summer is on the Cardinals. That's Monday, June 9th. Teachers Night at the ballpark. For tickets and details, visit cardinals.com/theme.
This is Steven Matz, St. Louis Cardinals, the Lou.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Happy Friday morning. Good morning to all of our listeners and our guests joining in on the show. Of course, you can listen to us at luinfo.com. We are on YouTube at luinfo. We're also on YouTube at Arch City Now. And of course, you can stream us on X right now, Arch City Now. If you have something you want to talk about, let us know. If there's a shout out you want to give it in to somebody, let's do that. The show is about St. Louis. And we love it when you guys get involved. This show is about you guys. It's not about us. Pro Joe in the house as well. When we went to break, I was talking about Jamaica. Mizzou took their football team to Jamaica. And it's not uncommon for coaches to take teams to places like team bonding. I love this one because they went, they helped, they got involved in the community. These young men got a chance to do things that they probably never would do in their life. They got a chance to probably, I guess, I guarantee probably most of them getting a chance to leave the country for the first time, getting a visa, learning how that all works. I went to Jamaica. We arrive, literally had one day. The very next morning, we go water skiing in the ocean. I get bent. My ski hits the water. Literally, I'm on it because it's choppy, very, very choppy. One ski goes into the water. The other leg goes straight. I get stretched. My hamstring blows up. They have to help me into the boat. The rest of the trip, I go to their med tent. It was like a tent, a hut, their med hut, if you want to call it that. My leg from my calf all the way up to my arse turned black and blue.
Ouch.
And I was on crutches for 3 days. Welcome to Jamaica, Vic. It was a good thing. It was all inclusive, drinks by the pool. It was all fine from that standpoint. I just couldn't move much. Good morning to Tanya, Greg, Ben. We appreciate you guys jumping in. Yeah, so that was my story with Jamaica. Anyway, guys, thanks for making the show what it is. When it comes to making news on this Friday morning, we got Matt Bierman coming up in the 7 o'clock hour from Elite Football. Over 2,000 kids are from the Midwest will be converging in St. Louis on Lindenwood today for a football camp, like one of the top recruiting camps in America. Really big, good deal what they do. Matt from Elite Football. Yeah, I hyperextended, that's for sure. We like to promote things that are going on in St. Louis. You, Pro Joe, you know a guy who's helped you as well. And yeah, I wanted to get into this from that standpoint because you wanted to help out, at least let people know what's happening for a guy named Rich Donald from Pops. I don't know, Rich, you do. The event's being held by Heidi and Gene Donald. It's on June 22nd from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Pops Concert Venue. There's going to be live music by Audio Drive from 4 to 7, a silent auction, 2 vacation raffles, free burgers, hot dogs, and real low prices. But all proceeds are going to be donated to Rich and Wilma Donald to help cover the cost of Rich medical care after his leg was amputated. You know him. I don't. What's going on with this situation, Pro Joe?
So for people who don't know Rich Donald, he has run, he's been the manager, I guess, general manager of Pops for as long as I can remember.
If you're from St. Louis, you know about Pops.
Yeah, you definitely know about Pops. Yeah, he's helped a lot of especially musicians, local musicians. He's put on a lot of like benefits and stuff at the Pops, and he's even helped me as a photographer. So I mean, he's just a really good guy in general, and he's helped a lot of people.
So he lost his leg. I don't know. Do we know why it was amputated?
I don't know the details on that. I just know that the reason why they're having the benefit is to cover the benefit or the expenses from that.
Okay. Once again, that's coming up June 22nd. 358 people responded. That was pretty damn quick. So obviously he's touched a lot of lives throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Audio Drive as well performing. So that'll be pretty cool. Once again, that's Sunday, June 22nd, 3 p.m. You want to get a quick word out there. I know it's June 6th, but people have to start planning for things. If you get a chance to stop by to promote Rich Donald, obviously, I think of days at Pops, my friend. Just a lot of days, a lot of nights for a few generations of St. Louisans.
That was a home away from home for me. I used to go to shows every week.
Really? I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I could totally see that as well. So if you can help out Rich Donald and crew, please do that. Pops, June 22nd from 3 to 8 p.m. All right, this is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here. Pro Joe telling the story alongside. Speaking of places that were there and were open, did you guys hear about Hooters
What do they got?
Hooters is closing their doors on several locations throughout the Midwest. They're closing actually throughout dozens. They said that it's been around for 42 years. Famous, of course, for chicken wings and breast, so to speak. Everything has its end, I guess. This has happening. I mean, the closures happened now after the chain agreed to sell 151 of its company-owned restaurants to a franchise group that already owned locations across the U.S. So they filed for bankruptcy protection, and then I guess it didn't work. Now they're closing some locations, and that includes the one in St. Louis. The one in downtown, Hooters, is closing. I don't know. I don't even know if I guess I was there once. I'm sure you spent some time there, Pro Joe, and I don't
Just
mean
a
anything
couple.
by that.
No, I really like. I'm not real fond of their food, to be honest with you. It's not a shock to me.
I don't even remember their food, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean that's not the draw for the place. I mean, they say the wings, but we know why everybody goes.
You know what? The first time I had their wings, I didn't mind them.
I don't like the breading. I don't like breaded wings.
But I mean, here's the thing: it's not just downtown. I mean, these are locations all across America. It's not just downtown St. Louis that they're closing. But that was there. I still remember when it came. I mean, it's there for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a long 40. I think it's 42 years.
Yeah, it's definitely been an establishment for sure.
And so they're going away. They're still going to open up or keep open locations across the country, but they've closed several of those stores in 12 states, including the one in downtown St. Louis. So what will happen there? I don't know. Maybe they'll bring something else in. From the chat line, Tanya says, including St. Louis City. Greg says, saw a post on it. People were not upset. Most weren't surprised. Complained that the quality of food wasn't good, just like you said.
Yeah, I mean, if they could have improved on that, it would have been, yeah.
In this day and age, we have so many damn good choices in America for food and restaurants. I mean, you can't serve up something that's subpar and expect to get away with it. You just can't. There's too many damn good choices all around.
I'm more of a Hot Shots guy myself anyway. I definitely hit that place a lot more than Hooters.
Hot Shots is a St. Louis place.
It is.
That is a St. Louis establishment. Been around forever.
Yeah.
Been around forever as well. Was Hot Shots kind of a take on Hooters?
I mean, I can't say for sure, but it seems that way. It was along the same lines, I'm sure.
It could have been.
It's a sports bar geared towards men. Well, yeah.
Okay. We got Cam Jansen coming up at 6:45. He's on Hot Take Central 2.0. We appreciate that. I said, Dave, do you have some other shows that we can promote and produce? He's like, absolutely. Cam Jansen. We talked to Jim Hayes earlier in the week, so we'll talk with Cam coming up at 6:45. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. So Hooters is closing. We'll see where that goes. Also, from an entertainment standpoint, I thought this was interesting. What do you think? Do you guys like to go to casinos? I was talking about Ameristar in St. Charles, maybe being packed last night, maybe packed tonight, because you've got college football coaches in from all across the country today over at Lindenwood for a today and tomorrow combine, one of the largest in the country, the largest in the Midwest for sure. And then we see, there's going to be people that are, you got Ameristar right there in the backyard. It makes sense. You stay right there. You have a casino. It would probably be packed. Well, word comes down now, St. Louis City. I don't know how you guys feel about this, people who like to gamble. The city, and this is the story, the city of St. Louis, according to Every Matrix, that's Every Matrix, it analyzed over 50 gambling locations across the United States. The key factors considered throughout the research of the cities had significant tourist appeal, a nightlife style, and casino presence. St. Louis doesn't really have a nightlife style, does it? Yeah, maybe dinner. The city of St. Louis, however, was ranked in the top 10 in Every Matrix. St. Louis was placed as the 8th best casino city for tourists and locals with a score of 30.3 out of 100. That doesn't seem so good. You got a 30.3 out of 100. I guess there was a big curve, a grading curve, 30.3 out of 100. And that's good for 8th place. Reasonings for the city's placement surround its lack of late night bars.
I was just going to say, we need another Mississippi Nights down there.
Only 14. There's only 14 bars.
Nuts.
And then if you drive and look at some of those bars, you'd be like, la, 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 la.
Mhm.
But here's what helps St. Louis when it comes to this. St. Louis still has over 5,439 slot machines, 148 table games, and 44 poker tables. Every Matrix's research reveals when it comes to being budget friendly, St. Louis scores pretty well there too. They said the average price of hotels per night in St. Louis just $183. That's cheap. That is cheap. Sometimes you get what you pay for, though. The price to stay at a hotel averaged $167. So anyway, there you go. I just want to give you some ideas of what they were talking about when it came to that. Feathers in my food kind of turns me off. No joke. Talking about from the chat line. I'm assuming that was Hooters.
Yeah.
Okay. Ha ha ha. Okay. We got it from that standpoint. So St. Louis ranking there. Why are you laughing, Pro Joe?
Just Greg's attempt at humor.
Yeah. We appreciate when you guys jump in. You can join the chat line if you want to. You can do that on YouTube at Arch City Now, also at Lou Info, Arch City Now, Lou Info. And of course, we're on X as well. Appreciate you guys jumping in as you do every day. Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. That's where we're coming in. Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house as well. If you guys have story ideas, let us know. We love to have those as well. I mean, we've got 2 hours and we like to cover anything and everything we can when it comes to this area. I wanted to get into this too. We talked about the Cardinals before we get to our first break. And I'm glad maybe it went under the radar. I don't know. Because I'm just a big believer that we should be focusing people on playing their games and not getting them involved in political, not people getting involved when it comes to, I'm going to make social statements. I'm not going to get involved in all of that. The St. Louis Cardinals star Nolan Arenado, he boycotted Pride Night, which they had, what they have at the ballpark at the Cardinals game. He says baseball should be about the game, not politics. And you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
You can say that about all sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we could keep, but then, people who put on Pride say, well, it's not about politics, but clearly Arenado thought that Pride Night is. So, there are some people that he upset by saying it, and there's people that he got as fans by saying it. It's like, hey, let's just focus on baseball. We don't have to have this night and that night and every other kind of night at the ballpark. Just let's focus on baseball. His quote from that standpoint was, baseball has always been about the game, the competition, the teamwork, the love of sport. While I respect everyone's right to express themselves, I believe the field should be reserved for baseball. Events like Pride Night, while well-intentioned, can blur the lines between sport and politics. I want to keep my focus on the game and not get involved in these controversies. And, he was asked. He didn't come out and say, hey, I want to talk tonight about Pride Night. No, reporters ask him those questions. And that's where it goes. Now, the reaction from the other side, from MLB and fans, they say, Major League Baseball has long promoted Pride Night as a way to support inclusivity and diversity within the sport. Teams across the league participate by wearing rainbow-themed uniforms and hosting events to celebrate LGBTQ plus fans and players, and they have it in all sports. So, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred responded to Arenado's comments by saying the league's commitment to inclusion, quote, Major League Baseball celebrates all fans and players. Our Pride initiatives are meant to create a welcoming environment for everyone in our baseball family. So, and then fans are going to be all over the place, and I don't need to get into all of that. But it does bring up a topic, a broader debate, so to speak, when it comes to sports and social issues. And we've seen it for generations. whether people agree or don't agree, social issues can rise to the top. You know, some argue that the sports platform should be apolitical. I agree. It's my feeling. Space is dedicated to strictly competition and entertainment, but others see those as platforms and stages to promote social justice and equality if they feel there is some sort of social justice and inequality at the time. So it is what it is. Nolan felt like he needed to talk about it. He did. And there it is from a Major League Baseball standpoint. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside. Once again, like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what's going on with the show. We appreciate it when you guys get involved. When you guys get on the chat line, you can do that at YouTube at Arch City Now. You can also stream us on X at Arch City Now. Facebook will be coming. TikTok will be coming, depending upon where you guys want to be, where you want to watch us, where you want to listen. And of course, luinfo.com. You can stream us at luinfo.com. We're going to take another quick break, but we'll be back with more Arch City Now after this. We'll be talking with one of the hosts of Hot Take Central 2.0, former St. Louis Blue, Cam Jansen.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high energy, high impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of this city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak. And there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo. The first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game day. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome kids run the bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield, where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memories this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her, me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pill sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Well, that commercial woke me up. The Steel Man pills. Did you hear that, Projo?
I did.
Holy moly. Good morning to you, Megan. Yeah. Woo. I think I'm sweating over here right now.
Things haven't always been looking up.
Welcome to Arch City Now, everybody. Vic Faust, that's the voice of Projo. Glad you're with us today. It is Friday. It is June 6th. It's 6:44 a.m. If you have something that you want to talk about today, let us know. You can shout it out to us as well on the chat line. Hey, by the way, there's also a phone number if you wanted to jump in with us. That phone number is 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. Also, if you want to join us on our live link, we have that opportunity as well. We like to do that technology. Yeah. Oh my God. Stop it. I know. It was like, hey, I just heard the Steel Man choose. Steel Man choose. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Vic, stop being a child. Stop being a child. We love it when you guys jump on. Of course, you can stream us on X at Arch City Now. You can also stream us on YouTube at Arch City Now. And of course, Lou Info as well. And we're always streaming at luinfo.com. Check out the website. It is a work in progress. So it's getting better, just like the show. Special thanks to engineer Kevin for coming out to the studio, making sure we look and sound as good as we do today. I think we sound better. You can hear our commercials during the breaks.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to do interviews where people can watch on all of our social media platforms. You can also listen on 590 as well. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, I told you a little bit earlier, really good interview to see about sports in general, what's happening. So many parents are worried about training kids. What should I be doing? What age should they be lifting weights? How much training is enough? What is too much? Matt Bierman, the owner of Elite Football in the Chesterfield Valley, he has been a mainstay for quite some time. I met Matt when we were at the University of Missouri. I was older, playing football together. He came and started a wonderful career with Elite Football. He's now, Brady Cook, the former Missouri quarterback's football coach. Also, he trained the Gabberts, trains the top football players throughout the Midwest. A lot of them come in to see Matt there. But he has a football show as well. It's called the Football 360 Show. It's about football recruiting, and it's one of the best shows you're going to see in America. And it's based right out of the St. Louis area, Football 360. They're also going to be on the Lou Information Network, luinfo.com. They will be doing their shows on Saturdays at 11 a.m. But Lindenwood is home to one of the largest high school football combines in America, the largest in the Midwest for sure. Over 2,000 kids participating today and tomorrow at Lindenwood. It's another reason why I say Ameristar is probably packed tonight. All the college coaches in town. Gee, right there in Lindenwood's backyard. But I like Ameristar. It's a good, fun place. Speaking of fun, speaking of good, let's join Cam Jansen, the former St. Louis Blue and one of the hosts of Hot Take Central 2.0. Cam, I don't know, but something tells me you might have spent a night or two at Ameristar.
Yeah, you know what? I do hear a little echo, but that's all good. I don't like gambling. I have enough vices.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I lost Cam. Damn, I lost Cam. I've met Cam over the years at times. We run into each other. We've never had any really long conversations. Have a lot of respect for Cam from that standpoint. Obviously, watched him on the ice with the St. Louis Blues. We'll get Cam back, make sure that works if he is gone. Let me check something really quick.
I think he was getting some.
Yeah,
some
we had an
feedback
echo
or
issue.
something.
Yeah, we had an echo issue there. That's all right. We dropped him. We'll try to get Cam back. Make sure it sounds as good as it possibly can. I like Ameristar. I like the energy. I'm not a gambling guy either. I don't gamble. However, if you put me in front of a casino book in Vegas to bet on some football games, college football, I think I would enjoy it. That might be one of my best days ever. Go on a Saturday to Vegas. From the pictures I've seen, this is going to blow people's mind. I've never been to any of those books or casinos in Vegas.
I haven't either.
I know.
I've been to Vegas twice. I've just never been there.
Yeah, damn gremlins. Greg says, referring to yesterday, the weather coming in, definitely feel it at my bones and muscles. We were talking about that. That's for sure. But yeah, there's enough vices out there. I just never got into gambling. You never got into gambling, but I like watching people gamble. I do. There's an energy about it.
Yeah, I like the atmosphere and the ambiance of a casino. I don't like just walking in and forking over all my cash, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. And there's some people I know, they win. I mean, I know they say you never end up winning, but there's a woman who I know, she wins. She wins. And she plays the slots. She's a slot person. Yeah, I like Ameristar. I just like being there. I do. I like being there. This is Art City now. Vic Faust, Projo in the house. I wanted to get into this too, because I think it's pretty damn cool what they're doing. It's not specifically St. Louis, but it's kind of in a roundabout way Mizzou. We talk about Mizzou a lot. And I love this concept. And we talk about music in this area as well. We had Tony Patrico on the other day, talking about his show, The Sounds of STL, Mondays and Fridays, I think from 3 to 4 o'clock. But I love and this was a group that I liked in the early 2000s. They're called the All-American Rejects. Like a lot of bands, they came, they went, their light burned out. But what happened was they are reinventing themselves. And it's about life. It's always about reinventing yourself. So what have the All-American Rejects started to do? They started doing free pop-up concerts, Projo, at college campuses all across America.
That's pretty wild.
Now, I like the All-American Rejects. I thought they were a damn good band.
Same.
Out of Oklahoma City. I happened to be in Tulsa at the time, and I'm like, who is this band I'm doing news stories on? They came through the station when I worked at the Fox station or Fox 23. And I was like, I like these guys. They're good. They're damn good. And then they became pretty damn big with a lot of good hits. So they started doing things like this. And they went to the University of Missouri for one of their first kickoff concerts, which I thought was really cool. Check this video out.
Literally a house party. That's dramatic.
I mean, this is a very, very popular band. I probably should have checked. I should have done more. But that was literally at the University of Missouri. We have other videos of them at Minnesota, Iowa, I just want to show this. That was at Missouri. I mean, so they're getting huge crowds, and they're making a name for themselves. My daughter first told me about this. Yeah, that's the Iowa State University. And I just love the fact that they chose Missouri as one of the places that they were going to go to try to promote their career, to get back on track. So anyway, just a really cool thing, I thought. You being a music guy, I thought you might take a look at it.
Yeah, I would love to have been there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it is a Friday. It's a free-for-all Friday. We love our free-for-all Friday shows.
Yeah.
That's what we do. You never know what you're going to get. We throw it all in from that standpoint. And it is a big weekend here. We were talking about things that are going on. If there's something that we're missing that you want to promote for the weekend as well, obviously you've got the Cardinals. First of all, I'm not sure about the weather. We did see the sunshine for about 2 hours last night. Thank God. Maybe an hour before the sunset. But you also had, you got the Cardinals in town this weekend, 3 games against the Dodgers. They just lost 2 or 3 to the Royals, unfortunately. But now you've got Shohei Ohtani, and arguably the best lineup in all of Major League Baseball, coming to town for 3 games. The Battlehawks are in town Sunday night at 5 o'clock. Tonight, you've got Feimster Fortune over at the Factory. Sunday night, Jeremy Piven. Do we call him a comedian? I think he's super damn talented. And of course, everybody, Entourage. He's going to be at the Factory Sunday night. Jeremy Piven. Yeah, I've always thought he was super talented.
I hear he really likes sports.
Yeah. Is he a Chicago guy?
I think so.
I think I can't remember where Piven's from, but he's going to be at the factory Sunday night, 7:30. Jeremy Piven coming to town. There's always a strawberry festival in June somewhere from the chat line. Move along. That was a song of the obviously the All-American Rejects. But Jeremy Piven in town as well. Big weekend over at the factory. They bring in a lot of guests. They're doing pretty damn well over there. I know we were talking about them yesterday. But there's still a lot of good people, big names that are coming through St. Louis. Lots of things to do over the weekend. And we just wanted to promote that as well with some of those things that are going on, some of the headlines that we've been talking about. The Battlehawks trying to go for a championship. If they win Sunday, they'll be playing in the UFL championship the week after. So, hopefully it'll be a good weekend. See what happens with the Cardinals. So I was getting ready to figure that out when it came to everything that you can do this weekend. So if there's something else that's going on, please let us know. As always, we'll promote it for you. And I'm told that, I'll be going to Ameristar. I think that's what I was told from the chat line. We'll be heading to Ameristar. By the way, Ameristar has some of the best mimosas I've ever had. The last time I was there, girlfriend's parents came into town. Mom, brother came in. Where did we go? We went right to Ameristar. Yeah, it was good. Like nice little brunch. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. By the way, this is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside. You can watch us at Arch City Now on X. Once again, Arch City Now on X. Arch City Now on YouTube. We're concluding our first week on the airwaves. Each day we eliminate some sort of technical issue, but there's always something that seems to pop up when you do these things. Pro Joe and I spent Vegas. Yeah. Yes, we will go to Vegas. There always seems to be some sort of technical issue when you do this, but we're trying to do a lot, and we appreciate your patience from that standpoint.
It's like trying to stop a leak in a dam, and you put your finger in one hole, and then another hole comes up.
Yep, we spent a lot of time here yesterday. I don't know, another 2 hours or so of technical support to make sure everything can do well. And while you accomplish one thing, then it's like, something else pops up that you need to take care of. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support when it comes to everything that we're trying to do there. Once again, Cam Jansen, we'll have him when he gets to the studio this morning. The 7:00 hour should be packed. Cam Jansen, Matt Bierman from Elite Football, Kelly Mano, efforting. We'll see if we can get her, the local comedian. Waiting to hear back from Kelly to see if that's possible. Also, a story before we end up the first hour too. We talked about Hooters closing their St. Louis location. In other St. Louis news, and I thought this was interesting, just not a great look. And I know a lot of people are talking about it. First of all, we find out that it's $100 million that tornado victims are going to get from the state of Missouri when it comes to relief aid. So the Senate passed that. However, also, it was in conjunction where money is going to be given to the Chiefs and Royals. They are going to stay in the state of Missouri. So tax dollars will be given to the Chiefs and Royals. They will stay in the state of Missouri. That may make some people happy. My own personal polling that I did with people, most people were totally against it. Whatever the case may be, it is what it is. That's what Governor Mike Keogh has going on right now.
I just can't see Missouri without a National Football League team. You know what I mean?
No. The team would have been there. They just would have been in Kansas City, Kansas.
Right.
They just wouldn't have been in Kansas City, Missouri.
Right. But it would have been a Kansas team.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
They would have. I know. And you're not even a big sports fan, Pro Joe.
No, but
you're like a music guy.
But I used to play football, so I have
comedy guy.
Football's in my heart. However,
a tattoo guy, a weed guy.
Yeah,
I've hit all. I have hit them all, aren't I?
Yeah, you've hit a lot of them.
I won't say the other one.
I don't know what that is. But...
I'll tell you during break because I know you better than yourself. I think right now.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I've lost train of thought.
Sorry.
So anyway, St. Louis it was dealing with that. But then here's something else that so you got $100 million going to the city of St. Louis for tornado victims. They need all the help they can get. But we finally got a total. It was $100 million. Also, when we talk about weather and tornado, the tornado that touched down in Wildwood 2 nights ago, that was an EF1. So it was a touchdown. It was the smallest one. It did a lot of damage when it came to the vegetation, trees, bushes, things like that. Still haven't heard about houses being damaged, but if there were, please let me know. I would love to know if any of that happened. And Hooters, of course, going out of business in the St. Louis area. Several locations across the country being closed. It's been around for over 40 years. It's been a mainstay, and St. Louis City, its time has come to an end. And then other news that people were talking about in the St. Louis City, and this only happens sometimes, and this is just a bad look. If you're the St. Louis City sheriff and you say that you've got a big money issue in the department, so much so that you can't take inmates, you can't transport inmates to the hospital anymore because of money problems, you probably, with city funds, should not go buy a brand new Chevy Tahoe. I don't know if it's more bizarre. Oh, that's a break.
I don't know what happened. There we go. No. Hello?
Are we on break?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll continue to talk. I didn't think we'll take a break right now. This is Arch City Now.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block. No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means.
Start your summer with a weekend
I think
showdown.
they're trying to.
Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo. The first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game days. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, and Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
She's interviewed over 17,000 authors, athletes, actors, entrepreneurs, and more. Tune in late nights at 11 p.m. for America Tonight with Kate Delaney, only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. It is Friday. It is June 6th. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside as well. Glad you guys are with us. Big 7 o'clock hour coming up. One of the hosts from Hot Take Central 2.0, Cam Jansen, the former St. Louis Blue, will be joining us to talk all things St. Louis, his show, what's going on with him from that standpoint. Also, we'll be talking with Matt Bierman. He is the owner of Elite Football in the Chesterfield Valley. Many people throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area have trained their kids at that location. And in all sports, football, volleyball, baseball, lacrosse, you name it, Elite is in charge of one of the biggest / largest high school football combines in America, the largest in the Midwest, over at Lindenwood today. Feathering the cap at Lindenwood. You know, they have a Division I football program as well right now. And these kind of events only can help a lot of really good football players from the St. Louis metropolitan area over at Lindenwood. And yeah, they need an NIL, by the way. I was talking to one of their coaches. They don't have an NIL. There's a lot of esteemed alumni from the Lindenwood area across the country, they should start their own NIL for Lindenwood to help keep some of those players in the St. Louis area, because money talks in every phase of the game. And the college game, a lot of it is, well, most of it's about money these days. And Lindenwood getting to host that at their facility is a really big deal. So we'll talk with Matt Bierman about that. Plus, he's got a football show called The Football 360 Show with JP Rock. It'll be every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on the Lou Information Station. So we're grateful to get those guys in on the show today as well. All right. If you're just joining us, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share the show. You can watch us on X at Arch City Now. You can also watch us on YouTube and jump in on the chat line at Arch City Now and at Lou Info as well. You can stream us all the time and check out everything that's happening at louinfo.com. Check out all of the shows, get more about the information of what we're doing on this 24/7 broadcast network. It just gets better by the day. We appreciate everybody jumping in on our chat line, letting us know how good the audio sounds today. Thank you to our wonderful engineers as well, who are taking care of us at the mothership in Kirkwood. You guys are rocking and rolling. We are grateful. Thank you so much from that standpoint. Cardinals lost a double. Well, they didn't lose a doubleheader. In my humble mind, you split a doubleheader with the Royals. You lost because you lost the series. You lose 2 or 3 games. They won the first game 6-5. That was the good news. The bad news is they lost the second game 7-5. They are 34-28 right now. They're 5 games back of the Chicago Cubs. They're only 5-5 in their last 10. So you're going to have your ebbs and flows, your ups and downs over a 162 game season, but it doesn't get any easier. As Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers are coming to town this weekend for a 3-game series, maybe Shohei and the Dodgers are what St. Louis needs to get people in the stands. I'm sorry. I'm still seeing all these red seats open at Busch Stadium. And I know the weather doesn't help, but Cardinal Nation not showing up for those games against the Royals. Let's see what happens when the Dodgers come to town with arguably the best lineup in baseball, in my humble opinion. By the way, we put the chat line up there, the phone number. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. It's 855-282-8255. Incredible basketball game last night in the NBA. The Indiana Pacers, almost 10-point underdogs, down over 9 points with under 3 minutes left, and somehow find a way to win. Tyrese Halliburton hits a game-winning shot with 0.3 seconds left. Ice cold shot, money, drains it in enemy territory to upset OKC. They take a 1-0 series lead. Game 2 will be back in Oklahoma City. That'll be a must-win for them. As good as they've been, somehow, some way, they lost that game. Just surprising. The stats, by the way, you want to talk about, so you're saying there's a chance. Example, 1 and 182 is a record. Last night was the first time in 183 games that an NBA team in the playoffs had been down 9 points in the final 3 minutes and won a game. That's the improbable that happened last night in the association when you had the Pacers taking home that victory. So maybe that series is shaping up to be pretty well. Tonight, the NHL has their Stanley Cup Finals, Game 2 from Edmonton. Edmonton won the first game 4-3 in overtime. So they'll be looking to take their commanding 2-0 series lead against the Florida Panthers. Of course, St. Louis and Matthew Tkachuk trying to lead the Panthers back to get a big victory there. And then you've got on Sunday, the Battlehawks in St. Louis, 5 p.m. at the Dome with a win against the DC Defenders. They will be playing for the championship of their league, the XFL League. And of course, it'd be good to get another championship here. All right. Does it replace the NFL? No, but it's not about that. It's about loving the Battlehawks and what Coach Becht and this team has done. And St. Louis, feather in your cap. You guys, once again, have done it. The #1 fan base in the XFL. You guys are showing up. Many other people are not. And you know what? Hey, it is what it is. We are just grateful that we see what's happening from the standpoint when it comes to our sports. Grateful to see that going on. Also, a Mizzou note. We do a Mizzou show on Mondays. Grant Salzman, I join him on Mondays at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. All things Mizzou. If there's something from the Mizzou standpoint that you guys want to see, let us know. We'll jump in. We'll do that for you as well. Putting together a pretty good lineup. Last week, we talked a lot of NIL, what's happening in the Missouri scene. And I thought this was interesting as well, too. Eli Drinkwitz, the head football coach, he's being talked about by other SEC coaches as being the most underrated coach and coaching staff in America. That's an article that came out yesterday. That's what Missouri has. Now, I know Missouri fans can be fickle, and fans in general, you lose some games, but anonymous sources saying what he has done with the talent that he has had at Mizzou has been nothing short of amazing. And they lose a lot of talent from last year's team, including their quarterback, Brady Cook. But the rumors have started again that if Eli were to get a 9-10 win season again this year, that he would have massive offers. I don't know how much more of a better offer you're going to get. He's making about $8-9 million a year as it is. Where he would go, that's going to be that much better. Obviously, Mizzou isn't Texas when it comes to the budgets that they have, but Texas has a coach. Mizzou's done pretty damn well in the NIL era, and a lot of kudos go to the people who've supported Mizzou from that standpoint when it comes to the amount of money that they have. So, but Eli took his football team to Jamaica. I just thought it was a really cool gesture. Team bonding event. They learned about helping others, people less fortunate in Jamaica, doing a lot of service while they were there, team bonding, working out, and enjoying the trip of a lifetime. And those players getting a chance to do something that they never had done before. But also, it's more than football. And it's about giving back. And who knows who was touched and what those players may go on to do in their lives in regards to helping other people. But I just thought it should be given some justice from that standpoint. So we're grateful to see that happen and see Mizzou doing that. If anything's happening in your neck of the woods throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, let us know. Of course, this station does it all. We are all St. Louis, all the shows. If you haven't checked out the lineups, it's pretty damn impressive. All the shows that are being put together right now and all the shows that are actually on as well right now. So we are grateful to be a part of that, to be asked to be a part of this. You can stream us and see all of the shows on our website, which is luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. You can stream us at X, Arch City Now, and of course, on the YouTube channel at Arch City Now. Jump in on the chat line. Let us know if there's something that's going on, if we've missed something from that standpoint, or if something needs to be promoted. We try to do that as well. We promoted this earlier and it's coming up, but we wanted to do it again because a lot of people come in and come out. But there's an event that's coming up June 22nd. It's Step Up for Rich Donald. Once again, Step Up for Rich Donald, June 22nd, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is taking place at Pop's Nightclub and Concert Venue. I never met Rich Donald, but Projo, you know Rich Donald. He had to have his leg amputated. So this event is all about promoting and raising money for Rich Donald. You got a chance to know Rich Donald. And I know most of St. Louis knows about Pops.
Well, I can tell you that he's given me a chance. We went to lunch a couple times. He's listened to my crazy ideas. The guy's helped a lot of people in St. Louis, local musicians and photographers for sure.
So are you going to get a chance to go over that day or do you know?
Oh yeah, no, I will be there for sure.
Okay. Just trying to make sure that we had that. So you got that. So that's Rich Donald, the Step Up for Rich Donald, June 22nd from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. over at Pops. When's the last time you were at Pops?
It's been a while. It used to be a home away from home, but yeah, it's been a while. My career took me other places, so.
I guess your career did take you other places, my friend. Oh my gosh. So if you guys have an event that you want to promote, if somebody needs to do something, please let us know. And we'll certainly do it. You can do it right here. Also, we talked about the $100 million that the Missouri Senate agreed to give to tornado victims in the city. Also, I think this is going to happen. $30 million of Rams money of the $272 million that the Rams got after paying attorney's fees almost 4 years ago. It's been almost 4 years ago that judgment came down, is probably going to go to tornado victims as well. How and exactly that's going to happen, I'm not sure. I just know there's a ton of cleanup. There's been talk of helping people with rental assistance if they were in that situation because, many of these structures and homes were taken out. Were totally taken out. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, the EF1, it was an EF1 tornado that touched down 2 afternoons ago in the area, in the Wildwood area, in the Chesterfield area. Not a lot of damage reported. There were power outages. But once again, we talked a lot about that yesterday when it came to the storms that continue to hit the St. Louis metropolitan area. But we were curious to see that storm and what it was. But that was an EF1. The one that hit, what was it, May 17th, May 16th, May 17th?
The big one, yeah.
On that Friday, that was an EF3. And when I saw the EF1 come through and what that was like, and then I'm like, my gosh, an EF3 blowing through. And of course, we saw the damage that popped up because of that happening. I mean, that makes you wonder. It's like, okay, all right, we see some of these things that are happening. Other news that we're getting to, just reminding people, Hooters across the country closing many locations. Months ago, they filed bankruptcy protection to make sure that they wouldn't lose all their restaurants, but this might have been part of their planning. The location in St. Louis City, that is gone for now. A lot of people in the St. Louis area went to that, or they spent some time at that Hooters downtown.
Yeah, that was historic. Historic location.
You know what? I think it is.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Pro Joe. I mean, over 40 years.
Yeah, I mean,
in the same location.
It's a
That's
St.
pretty
Louis
historic.
tradition. Yeah. Well, for a little while anyway.
It was a tradition for you.
Well, for a lot of people going.
It wasn't
downtown,
a tradition
going
for the Faust
downtown
family, but
well, going downtown, going to a ball game, go to Hooters first or afterwards, either way.
Also, St. Louis ranks among the top casino party cities in the United States.
Just like any other St. Louisan, we may go away, but we always come back.
All right, they always go away and they always come back.
All right, so we're back on. We never left from that standpoint. We're hitting break at 7:20, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
just wanted to make
that's
sure.
The normal time, unless something's changed. So.
Okay, all good from that standpoint. We appreciate it. Thank you guys with us. It's always nice to see that. From the chat line, can't believe we're second place to the Cubs. Yeah, well, that started to change in 2016 when they won their World Series. So, give credit to the Cubs. They got serious about their baseball. They're a very good team. Also coming from our chat line from YouTube, prediction, Florida Panthers win by 2 in game 2 tonight. That would be in Edmonton. That would be huge for them. That's for sure. But we'll see. Just a lot of good sports watching. NBA game 2 will be this weekend as well. We showed you the video from this. I love some of the funny messages that I get. Oh, I love it. And by the way, dare we say it too, if you have suggestions for the shows, things of that nature, let us know. We want this show to be about you guys. We're just a weekend working out the kinks, doing everything that we possibly can. But we love it when you guys give us your ideas of what you want to do with the show. Big weekend as well. Jeremy Piven, comedian, actor, Entourage fame, will be at the Factory on Sunday night. I was trying to message to get him on the show. We're going to start hitting some of these guys. I'm telling you, we're going to do it.
Hell yeah.
We'll get some of these guys like we used to get. And it's just a matter of making sure that we can have interviews and do some of those fun things. We get to play with the toys. And if anything's happening in St. Louis, if there's something that's going on this weekend that we missed, let us know so we can make sure everybody knows what's going on. It doesn't necessarily look like it's going to be the best weather this weekend, but hey, we'll do our best. We'll see where it goes. Also, dare I say this, and I know we're going to break right now, or at least in a couple minutes. I was asked, because people get frustrated and they talk about this. I need a town, a city, or a highway where the worst drivers drive. Town, city, highway where the worst drivers drive in the city of St. Louis.
55 North in St. Louis.
I never drive 55 North, but I'll take your opinion. Do you drive it often?
No, but I used to. Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh man, yeah. And then 70.
Well, hold on a second. But
yeah.
50. Why? What was it about 55 North?
It's like NASCAR.
Oh, so you don't like the speed?
Well,
so if somebody
I don't
likes
mind it.
speed,
There are people that definitely drive crazier than me, and that scares me because I drive pretty crazy.
I would say Highway 70 North.
Yeah.
When I would come home from downtown, was some of the craziest freaking driving.
That whole stretch, yeah, 55 where it turns into 70.
That was by far. And then the most entitled driving I saw where people just expect, like, oh, I own this lane. Has to be on Highway 40. Has to be on Highway
Yeah.
40 heading westbound or eastbound between St. Louis County and St. Charles County.
I'll tell you what, up in 64 up in Lincoln County, or 61 up in Lincoln County. Yeah,
Really?
those are entitled people.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, because there's
yeah.
there's different versions of what is good and quote bad driving. But you have that all over the place, all over America. I've seen it. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. Matt Bierman from Elite coming up. Efforting Cam Jansen as well from Hot Take Central 2.0. This is, and we are on the Lou station, the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Back with more Arch City Now after this.
Page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo. The first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game day. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo. The first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game day. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
The school year is finally over and it's summer vacation for all our teachers. Celebrate at Busch Stadium. Teachers Night presented by Millipore Sigma is back at the ballpark on Monday, June 9th. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, you can take home an exclusive Teachers-inspired Cardinals jersey featuring the birds on a pencil. As a special treat, the first drink of the summer is on the Cardinals. That's Monday, June 9th. Teachers Night at the ballpark. For tickets and details, visit cardinals.com/theme.
This is Steven Matz, St. Louis Cardinals, the Lou.
Want to learn about the best places to eat in the Lou? Tune in to Dinner Rush with Joe Fresta each Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Vic Faust here, Pro Joe alongside, making sure we look and sound as good as we can. 7:23 on this cloudy, kind of gray, maybe a little wet Friday morning throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. But by golly, at least we got an hour and a half to 2 hours of sunshine before the sun set last night. At least there was something. It is June 6th. Cardinals, by the way, getting set to start a weekend series with the Dodgers. Let's hope that goes all well. By the way, I saw this, and I know, the Cubs kind of associated with St. Louis because they're a big rival. This blew my mind. You guys were talking about the Cubs earlier. The Detroit Tigers are hosting the Chicago Cubs this weekend. They're two of the best teams in all of baseball right now. They're selling standing room only tickets, literally standing room only tickets for a Tigers Cubs series in Detroit over the weekend. Damn. And I see way too many open red seats. I shouldn't say it. I see too many. It is what it is. Fans choosing to do something else these days over at Busch Stadium. But we got the Dodgers in town, so let's see what happens with that. I know the weather isn't necessarily great as well. Still to come, Matt Bierman from Elite Football, one of the largest high school football combines in the country, taking place today. Over 2,000 kids converging to Lindenwood. And these are most of them are local around the Midwest kids that are competing for 60 to 80 colleges and coaches all over America coming to town. It has certainly become a huge spot for high school football, college football when it comes to the national recruiting scene, all in our backyard over at Lindenwood University. Speaking of recruiting and going through some of those things, we talked with one of the hosts of Hot Take Central 2.0, Cam Jansen. Cam, we appreciate you jumping back in with us this morning. Do you remember those days and what it was like playing for all those hockey coaches? You'd go to the all-star showcases, whatever it may be, nervous, whatever, trying to get somebody to give you a shot so you could make and fulfill some of your dreams?
Oh God, yeah. My dad always wanted me to stick out. Even when I first started playing at House League and at the Fenton Forum out there in Fenton, I think it's still standing. But yeah, he just said stick out. And so I always had that in the back of my head. And, I always had that feeling that you got to be noticed by the scouts. And you would always have to look in the stands and you knew who they were because they'd have a pen and paper and it'd make you a little bit more nervous, but it got me going. I like when people watch me play hockey. When you play AAA hockey as a kid, yeah, you got scouts watching, but you don't have fans watching. But once you get drafted in the Real Hockey League, all of a sudden you got 7,000 screaming fans. And boy, it just certainly got me energized to a point where maybe I'd be like a skating 5-minute major because I was too pumped up. So I had to calm down a little bit.
I get it. But you know what? That goes for all of life. It really does, no matter what your profession is. You got to stand out. You got to stick out. You've got to do something that gets you noticed. And what you just said, it reminded me, the first interview I ever did with Mike Babcock, former NHL coach, with the Red Wings. So he came into Detroit. I was a sports anchor there in Detroit. I'm there talking to him. And I said, well, what is it that you're looking for? We're up in Traverse City where they were doing their preseason camp. And I said, well, what are you looking for? And he literally just said, and I know Mike Babcock, a lot of people think he can be a very hard man, hard coach, didn't make a lot of friends. You know that better than I do, being in the hockey world. He just said, you better do what you do. There was a fight on the ice that day. And he's like, well, whatever you do, you better do it better than anybody else. What is your identity? Who are you? And that's what made me think about what you just said when you were growing up.
Oh, absolutely. What are you? What are you best at? But I thought you were going to say that what he's looking for was cell phones. He wanted to look at all the guys' cell phones in their pictures. That was a weird thing. He's a very bizarre guy. And
people don't. I don't know if people really know that outside of the sports world.
He got booted out, and actually, his son is a really, really nice guy who works with the Blues organization. Great guy, but yeah, you have to. What do you do? And for me, I didn't just say, "Oh, I have to fight and hit guys because that's what's going to make me make this team." No, I wanted to do that, and it's tough for some of these guys, man. When you play hockey and you got to go battle with a guy that's 6'5" and play physical, it's a tough game to play. It wears you out. Mentally, it drives you nuts, but I liked it. I liked doing it. My mom and dad were tough. I grew up tough, and so it was easy for me. But a lot of these kids, man, there's so many kids out there that are big and they're strong and they're athletic. They could run, they could jump, they could skate, they could do everything, but they just don't have that killer in them. And I've seen a lot of great athletes not make it to where they needed to make it because they just didn't have that killer drive.
Boy, you sound like friends of mine, Chris Pronger, talking right now, who I know you know pretty well. Talking with Cam Jansen, one of the hosts of Hot Take Central 2.0. You can catch their show, Cam and Jim Hayes, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on the same network, theluinfo.com. Hey, what do you like best about your show? What is it, a weekend? I know you and Jim have known each other for a long time, but what is it about this show right now that you think that's working so well for you guys?
Well, right now, probably nothing. But what we want to do is entertain everybody. We want to entertain. You know what I mean? And, of course, we're going to break the Cardinals on. They played all day yesterday. I'm looking at Jim the Cat Hayes right now, who works his ass off, one of the hardest working guys in all of St. Louis. And, you know, Jimmy was there all day, gets up, comes here. Then he's got to do this, and he's got to do that. So he's got a lot going on. So anytime I feel like I'm tired, I just look at Jimmy, and I'm like, nope, you are a wimp. You are a wimp. And kind of gives you that, we talk about drive. That's what drives me, is looking at Jimmy come in here every single day after working for 15 hours.
I'm done. I'm
He's
done.
gonna crush a Red Bull here soon. But listen, we want to entertain people. We're going to break the Blues down. We're going to break the Cardinals down. Sports, we're going to do all that. But we also like to get into all kinds of different stuff and just keep the entertainment flowing. We don't want you to change the dial. So we're just going to go for 2 hours. And again, the bottom line is to entertain. But we certainly will, you know, talk and break down sports and all that stuff. But I got a lot of notes in front of me, and they should be pretty interesting today.
I'm not going to be serious anymore. That's it. I love it. I love having you around. Hey, what do you love about, and this is kind of an open-end situation though. There's never really been anything like this. And I'm from the area, been around here a long time, where you have a network that's everything St. Louis, not just sports, but everything. I mean, literally, we can run the gamut and put a huge spotlight on this area.
Oh, absolutely. And people in St. Louis want to hear about what's going on in St. Louis. They really do. They're interested. They love sports. They love to know what's going on in the city and people talking about that. And there's so many other things going on. So we try to touch up on all kinds of stuff with that. But people in St. Louis are tight knit. Everybody knows what's going on around this area. And, you know, some people will call in and complain that we're talking about this too much or whatever, but they're still listening. So we know it's a tight knit group in this city. So we're just trying to entertain. I'm going to go back to that again because that's really the bottom line. But St. Louis is such a great spot to have something like the Sports Hub, because there's so many people out here that just want to hear about sports and entertainment. And we got a pretty good thing going. And Dave Green's been working his ass off. So we got to give him a little bit of credit too. He's been in here for, I think, 3 hours. Dave, is it what it is? 3 hours so far. And it's about 7:30. So there you have it. We're just going to try to bring you as much content as possible, and we're doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, we're tight knit until sometimes we get on the roads and we drive with each other.
Oh God,
we were talking a little bit earlier. Worst stretches of highway when it comes to drivers up the St. Louis metropolitan area. Now, all I know is, and this is a reason I tell my kids, do not. And I know people have road rage, and I said, do not have road rage. It does not matter in your car. Number one. You don't know who else is out there. You don't know what they have. Just like in general in life, just don't start any crap with anybody because you don't know somebody else's training. You don't know their emotions at the time. You have no idea what they're going to do. I don't know, and I'm not asking you if you've ever road raged, but have you had any stretches of drive? You're like, oh my God, I got to go drive that area. I've got to deal with those people driving in that area.
I drive like a 95-year-old man,
and
I don't care. I take my time. I get up early. I don't let things bother me on the road for the most part. It's not the 80s and 90s anymore. I used to see my daddy back in the day when he'd get cut off and he'd wave the guy down and all of a sudden he'd get out of the car and I'm like, oh boy, my mom would be like, Danny, get back in the car. Like can't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who knows what could have happened to him in some of those. And anytime he got back in the truck and he kind of shook it off a little bit, he's like, what was I doing? So I remember him doing that back in the day, but nowadays, man, it just is different. Somebody's going to pull a gun on you. It is what it is. And you can't let that bother you. You have to be able to kind of swallow it a little bit, because otherwise, if you have a long journey to get where you're at every single day, it's going to drive you nuts because there's crazy drivers out there. That's why I drive like a 95-year-old man. You want to get in front of me? Go ahead. I'm not in a hurry. You know why? Because I left 20 minutes earlier. So it gives me a little cushion. That's what you got to do.
I need to develop your patience. I really do.
It just
it's
takes
not that-
time. Practice makes perfect, Projo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through speeding ticket after speeding ticket.
Oh,
court,
shit.
man, like, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not that patient. All right, like there's some things that make
It
me
sounded
mad.
good.
I just don't. The driving part, man. I live way out there, so I have to be able to be normal when I'm driving and kind of just brush things off.
No, I totally get it. Hey, Cam, we appreciate you taking time to jump in with us on the show today. Anything planned yet for the crazy show of yours? Or are you guys just showing up and seeing what happens?
Well, this week we're just going to get through this week and tighten a couple things up, and we got some guests coming on. We're going to be all over the place with baseball guys, the hockey guys, the UFC fighters, the alumni, to this, to that. So we're going to have all kinds of surprises coming in here. Jimmy and I know a lot of people. Dave knows a lot of people in his Rolodex as well. So we're going to have a ton of surprise guests, and we're just going to bring the heat every single day.
I love it. Cam Jansen, one of the hosts of
guys.
Hot Take Central 2.0 with Jim Hayes. Have a great show and a great weekend, my friend.
You too, guys. See you.
All right. Always good to talk with Cam Jansen. I love the energy. I love the passion. I love the fire. I love the fact that he talked about his dad getting out of a car when he was a kid. He got to see his dad get out of the car. Have you ever, seriously, Projo, have you ever, or has anybody ever gotten out of a car to like go talk with somebody? Like, you want to pull over, man.
I never have. No.
Okay. Don't get out.
Yeah, it's not a smart choice.
I was with two of my friends. I think it was post-college, 22, 23 years old. I got out of a vehicle because this guy cut us off. I wasn't driving. I was in the car. I got out of the car. I'm a fairly big dude. I'm like 6'2", 235, 240. I'm just freshly out of playing football at Mizzou. And I get out, and this dude gets out. This dude was like 6'5", like 280, jacked. I was like on every steroid possible. And I did everything that you shouldn't do. I went up and I got right in his face, and I was like a pit viper just in his face. And he laughed at me.
Probably rightfully so.
And then I started laughing. And then we both just got back in the car.
What are you going to do at that point?
And then my friends were like, what the hell did you just do? I was like, I don't know. I was trying to stand up for you. It's like, glad I didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, or worse.
Oh, man. That was Cam Jansen. Good to talk with him. By the way, this is Arch City Now. And I never throw a punch. I would never do anything like that. I just, not unless somebody hit me first.
Right.
Don't touch anybody ever. Art City Now. I'm Vic Faust. That's Projo talking about those things. You talk about tickets, but yeah. We got let's see. Is it time? It's not time for a break yet, is it?
4 minutes.
Oh, we got 4 minutes. Okay. I was just making sure that I was all good from that standpoint. We were talking about driving. Megan comes in with 270 north and south. Hands down the worst. Really? And she's from New York, and she's talking about St. Louis, 270.
I mean, all the highways in St. Louis are pretty much just bad.
Greg throws out a shot. I would travel 55 south to Farmington at least once. I would have a tailgater. Solve that by turning on my wiper fluid. Backed off quick. Okay. I've had people do that to me.
I've done it.
You've done that to people?
Yeah. If they're tailgating and you throw on your wiper.
But what's your idea of tailgating?
Like you can't see their license plate in your rearview mirror.
Okay. That's stalking. That's not tailgating. That is, that gets into a stalking side. But somebody did that to me, and you know what I did? Just to get back? I didn't use the windshield wipers. Because if you do that and nobody uses the windshield wipers, don't you feel like you're not really getting at them?
I think, yeah, maybe.
Like you don't phase me. Throw your windshield fluid all over me.
I know that my windshield fluid goes back, and they can sit there and not put their wipers on, but I know that their vision's getting obstructed.
Oh my gosh, where has this show gone? This is Art City Now. Vic Faust, Projo in the house as well. Please like, subscribe, share the show, let people know what we're doing here. If you have ideas for the show, please keep that rocking and rolling. I know we have people that watch us on social media, on YouTube and X at Arch City Now. I know that people are listening also at luinfo.com. We appreciate it. We're trying to bring that passion, that energy to the show, everything St. Louis every day. Excuse me, that we can as well. And then, of course, on Monday, we'll be back. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m., followed by Hot Take Central. We had Jim Hayes on the show earlier in the week promoting his show. We just had Cam Jansen promoting the show. They're on 8 to 10 a.m. every day. Lots of sports, lots of wild, lots of crazy. We love the 4-hour block that we have here on the AM when it comes to the Lou Info station. Once again, louinfo.com. Check out the website. See all the shows that we have going on as well from that standpoint as well. If there's any events that are coming up this weekend, let us know. We still have time to pump that out. It just stinks that the weather is what it is, man. Sooner or later, it has to break. It can't be rainy all the freaking time after the wettest spring throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. I've got a friend. He's trying to lay concrete at his house, and he's been trying to lay concrete at his house all spring, and they get started and then they stop. They get started and they stop. And I was like, and of course, he was like, FML. He's like, go figure. I'm trying to lay concrete in the wettest spring in the history of St. Louis. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we appreciate you jumping in with us. We'll take a break. We have one more segment after this on the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Vic Faust Projo back right after this.
Unfiltered conversations, real people, real stories, real impact. Tune in each Tuesday morning at 10 for Elevate and Lead, hosted by Grit founder Jennifer Bardo with Michael and Kelly Chandler.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak. And there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. 800-428-9517. That's 800-428-9517.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo. The first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game days. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome promotions like Kids Run the Bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield, where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memory this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her, me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. 800-915-9371. That's 800-915-9371.
Just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you got to be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis. The Lou Information Station content can be found online at louinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at louinfo.com.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo, the first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect hot game days. And on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Now at cardinals.com/promotion.
Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Catch a Cardinals game on your next date night or friends night out. Whether it's love in the stands or laughter with your crew, nothing beats ballpark vibes under the lights. Cold drinks, great eats, Cardinals baseball. Check out Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium and enjoy happy hour price food and drinks all game long. Every Friday home game. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com and make memories that go beyond the scoreboard. Busch Stadium, where great nights begin.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey, here. Welcome back to Arch City Now. Vic Faust with Projo in the house. Glad you guys are with us. I wanted to get to our guest because he is slammed today, and I'm all over him. I'm grateful. I've been promoting him all show long. It's Matt Bierman. He is the owner of Elite Football and Training Center in the Chesterfield Valley. Also hosting, what Elite does is second to none. Matt, you have done this for so many years, training the future stars of St. Louis. You're out on location this morning at Lindenwood. If you could talk about what an incredible event this is, not only for St. Louis, not only for Lindenwood and the football program that has done so well, but the St. Louis metropolitan area to have over 2,000 athletes competing today in a college football combine.
Yeah, Vic, good morning. I appreciate you having me on. We are getting hit by a little bit of rain here and trying to plan out our morning because it's going to get a little hairy. This is the pretty much the largest high school combine for athletes in the Midwest, if not one of the largest in the country. So we help operate it with Coach Jed Stugart and the Lindenwood University football staff. There'll be over 2,000 kids that come here. They'll have over 80 to 90 different college programs, about 400 coaches, and the kids will come in. We'll do testing with them. We'll test them just like they're at the NFL Combine, although we do a little bit more of an abbreviated test. And then they will get out on the field. They'll do their football components, and then once they're done with that, they'll have an opportunity to do some one-on-ones versus each other in front of a bunch of college coaches, which this day and age, it's harder and harder for kids to get recruited because there's a myriad of reasons why, but these guys are here all vying to get the attention of a school.
Hey, Matt, if you could too, you're a pretty easygoing guy. You're calm. You're pretty relaxed. Could you talk a little louder too, just from a technical standpoint?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm on headphones, so it's raining. I'm under a net, so sorry.
Hey, how are you guys going to get anything done in the rain? Because this is it's a very serious deal. But if it's raining, will that affect what's happening?
Yeah, it could. We will test. We'll be ready to go as soon as we get rolling here. We'll have the kids will start literally doing height and weights here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to go until we're told not to go. So there may be a few. I would anticipate doing enough of these events over the years that there will be some delays today. I'm kind of building that into the thought process. So, but yeah, I think we're going to get it in today. It's just a matter of how and when. but the kids will all be competing. Football is a sport that's played in the rain, and so it's going to be an opportunity for these guys to show out in front of coaches, and a little bit different than a normal environment.
Hey, you and JP Rock have a show coming up on this network. You guys are going to be doing your thing, the Football 360 show on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Can you give everybody an idea of what they can expect with your show that's been around now for almost 2 years, and it's super popular when it comes to information about football, recruiting, and training, which is something you do at Elite?
Yeah, I mean, if you're into high school football, college football, kind of want to see behind the scenes of what goes on with these guys and the training aspect, the recruiting aspect, to just being a part of the game and understanding what's going on. There's a lot of changes going on in college football at this point, to the point where the game is different than it was 2 years ago. It's as you know it and I know it. It is changed for a myriad of reasons. It's going to keep changing, I think, the next 3 to 5 years. So we talk about all those issues, and then we get into like the hows, the do's and don'ts, the hows of recruiting. And this event is really a culmination of a lot of what we talk about every episode, every show.
And if you could, real quick, just talk about Elite Football and the training, because every time I go there, you're packed with young boys, young men, young women, girls training in a variety of sports, because you've been there for a long time training a variety of athletes. I just want to make sure people understand how important training is.
Yeah, well, I mean, we train, so we were a full-fledged 23,000 square foot facility in the heart of Chesterfield Valley. We train athletes from 5 years old up through, collegiate and professional athletes. And really, we are on our Elite Football side, we really focus on teaching them to be a better football player, teach them the skills that are necessary. And then from there, we also have our speed, agility, and strength component that is really second to none in teaching kids how to be better athletes. So that's kids that are all sports. That's soccer, baseball, basketball, hockey, dance, in any of the sports where you need to be athletic and explosive. We spend an inordinate amount of time with athletes throughout the week working on those skill sets to make them better and more confident in their sports.
Hey, real quick, have you had a chance to talk with Brady Cook recently? You've been his quarterback coach since he was a young kid. I know you guys are great friends. I'm curious if he has said anything to you about training camps with the New York Jets, former Mizzou quarterback.
Yeah, so we worked quite a bit. I mean, I've worked with him since second grade and trained him through the process. And now he's, an NFL player. He's going through training camp, OTAs. Everything's going really well. He feels pretty confident about where he's at. He's a smart guy. He's a guy that's also going to, give you everything he's got. So the New York Jets got a really good competitive athlete and quarterback and leader in Brady Cook. And I think he will surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. And also we have another guy that started training about the exact same time as him, only 1 year older, Brett Gabbert. And he also signed with the Miami Dolphins. So he was a guy that, wasn't as heralded coming out. He was heralded coming out of high school, got hurt a few times in college, fought through it, and now he's did really well. He signed him to a rookie contract with the Dolphins. So two guys out of the same relative classes in St. Louis played against each other at Chaminade and CBC, and they're both in the NFL now.
Wow, Brett Gabbert, the best high school football quarterback I ever saw. And of course,
yeah, I would agree with that.
Hey, Matt Bierman from Elite, the Football 360 show. You can see more with Matt and JP coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Matt, have a great day out there at Lindenwood. Thanks for making this such a huge event for St. Louis. And I know you guys are battling rain today, and my son is one of the 2,000 plus kids who will be out there training, and we'll have some fun. Maybe I'll see you out there later today.
Well, yeah, hey, if anybody wants to come watch it, they're more than welcome. There'll be some breaks in the weather, I'm sure. It's a really cool event to watch. And if you're a big college football fan, you might see your favorite head coach from a major college program walking around on the field here.
Oh, that's true. That's right. I see that happening. Matt Bierman, thanks again, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
All right. Matt jumping in with that. Thanks. Did you turn his audio up or did something happen?
I turned his audio
Thank
up.
you.
I found
Thank
a
you.
back end.
All right, that's good to get him up there. Matt Bierman doing a lot of work over there. Lindenwood, Judd Stuckart with the head football coach over at Lindenwood. It really is just a great camp. It's really cool to see that. You'll see some of the top college football coaches, just like it would be with basketball. If you saw, some very popular basketball coaches walking around, they're scouting the talent. We were talking with Cam Jansen about that earlier in the show as well. So we appreciate that. Also, there are 2 different Arch cities. You can watch us at Arch City Now, and then you can watch us at Lou Info. And we're told that there's 2 different chat lines. Wondering if there's any way to combine those chat lines. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if there's 2 different YouTube accounts that we're streaming from, so there's 2 different chat rooms, like the KLIS chat room, and then there's our chat room.
Okay, I guess we have to pick one then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say that. They got the corpse flower. Lucy is at the Missouri Botanical Garden. We got that from the chat line. By the way, they're beginning some Alzheimer's events over at the Botanical Garden as well. An absolutely beautiful place. That's coming up this weekend. Also, I was told that 5 cheetah cubs, Vic, at the St. Louis Zoo were born. If you wanted to go out and check them out, they may be on display. Just give the St. Louis Zoo a call. Pending weather, that might be something for people to do as well today. We appreciate you guys giving us those heads up when we see those things coming down. Also for the weekend, we've been talking about it. Cardinals getting ready for a weekend series, but I look outside our windows here at our plush studios in the Chesterfield Valley, and I see rain coming down yet again. Here we go. At least it's not 100 degrees and hot, but at the same point in time, we're dealing with a bunch of weather. We've been here for a week, and we're just grateful for those of you who are jumping in the show, listening to what we have going on. A lot of issues, tech issues, but we're getting through them all. We sound very, very good today, a whole lot better than what we have been. We're doing interviews. Lots of things are starting to happen right now with the show. Thank you for your patience. It only gets bigger and better from this standpoint. We appreciate all the guests that we have had this week who have jumped on the show with us, guests from hosting shows, Bill Eigel talking about what was happening with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas City Royals, getting taxpayer dollars to keep them in the state of Missouri, which it looks like it's going to happen, whether people like that or not. We are grateful. And of course, the Battlehawks coming up this Sunday, 5 p.m. There are shows out at the factory that people can go to as well. You've got NBA on, you've got NHL on this weekend. Plus, at the same point in time, just try to enjoy yourself. Always lots to do throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, even if it's just hanging out at your favorite local place, your favorite local restaurant, with your family, your kids, whatever you may have going on from a sports standpoint. We are officially in summer now. The schools have ended, at least from the school year. And of course, we're trying to cover anything and everything we can on this show. Pro Joe, if there's something that we should cover, if you want to hear people, I mean, what do you think makes St. Louis in regards to, we've got all kinds of shows. It's beer, it's food, anything. What else should we cover?
I think we should cover cover bands, especially like Platinum Rocker Legends. We have friends in that band, so we could cover, in a lot of events like that, different places that have different live music.
Okay. And if you guys have ideas, if you have choices as well, all you have to do is let us know. And of course, we told you where you can watch us. We stream on X at Arch City Now. And of course, we stream on YouTube at Arch City Now as well.
We could also feature restaurants one a week or something.
Yeah. Joe Fresta does a restaurant show as well.
There
From the chat line, Robert says bowling, the St. Louis the Bowling Hall of Fame in the St. Louis area. So there you go. I think you probably knew that, Robert. I'm assuming you're a bowler. And by the way, I know there's no politics, but Robert wanted to get that out there. He's like, I just hope something happens when it comes to Elon versus the Don. I told you so. Yeah, I don't know if that has any St. Louis connections, but yeah, I hear you. Greg was going to say I was going to mention stargazing at Tower Grove Park, but considering the weather, maybe not so much this weekend,
right?
But in days coming forward, obviously, that's something that you could do. Coming up next, you've got Cam Jansen, Jim Hayes, Hot Take Central 2.0. They said that they were just finishing out their first week like us. They've got a lot of big interviews coming. sports standpoint, UFC, entertainment, all of those things. From the chat line, Dr. Chevegas on their retirement tour. Is that what it is officially?
Right.
Nobody has officially said that yet, although they have a ton of events in a short amount of time after all of this time that they have been around for decades. So maybe it is. Maybe it is Dr. Chevegas retirement. But we're grateful that you guys have joined us. This is the first week. We are going bigger and better from this standpoint forward. This is Arch City Now with Vic Faust. You can watch us and listen to us on the Lou Information Station live and on demand at louinfo.com. Thanks again for this first week. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 a.m.
Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jimmy the Cat.
Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States.
All aboard!
Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today.
800-428-9517.